Peace, peace. Happy now. Now is a vibrate, of course. Not going too far in the future. Not going too far in the past. Right now, just wanted to share a download that I just got. Download or upload. Hey. But that I just received as I saw two butterflies. Like basically playing with each other in the air. I caught the vibe. Like again, I understand that this is a dream realm. You know what I'm saying? And everything is constantly moving and shifting, and everything is constantly being created due to our subconscious mind, and that's being created within this denser dream realm, and the dream realm that we experience when we quote unquote go to sleep within this realm. You know what I'm saying? Which is the true essence of our being. you know uh, Tapping into that realm, because what we do on the subconscious level, or should I say, what we do in that dream realm is due to the subconscious. But again, that's what creates in this physical, and I say physical, in this more dense reality. What we call 3D, aka moving into the 5D reality. You know, but as I saw him, I caught the little vibe, like, oh, let me go look up and see what that means. Go look up the definition of it. But then, like, all of a sudden, higher self was like, bro, I can let you know right now. Like, it's basically like the two butterflies is a sign of a sign of a relationship transformation. And that's again, in most cases, whether and the vibe I caught, where it could be like a relationship transformation in general, but it also could be speaking to like a soulmate or twin flame uh, relationship transformation. I think about the realization of transforming to these higher dimensions and being connected on a higher dimensional level. And it just represents, I call it as a sign not only for myself and my realm, but for the collective. Stepping into a realm where we're transforming what a relationship is. We no longer like create relationships where it's like an ownership, where it's like I own you and you own me. That's out the window. It's gonna be a relationship tied closer to spirit, or closer to the soul in a high vibrational manner. So we transforming out of everything being extremely physical about our relationships. Yes, everything. We are in a physical body on a physical experience, and again, physical for lack of a better word, because even subtle energies and high vibrational energies are felt. So technically, that could be considered physical as well. It's like when your intuition trying to tell you something and your heart flutters. That's something that you feel, even though your intuition comes from a higher place that's not necessarily physical. So that's why I don't like to say physical or non-physical. And that's just, again, within my realm of reality, that's how I rather speak on it. We all uniquely different due to the programming, like subconscious programming that's attached to certain words. We may word certain things different. But again, back to the vibe. Speaking on a relationship transformation, and again, butterflies represent a transformation in general, and also a shift in realities. Because the movie, like the butterfly effect, and then too, if you look at a picture of the brain from a front view, like on a CAT scan, so like if you cut your brain in half and look at it from the front, you will see where the third eye at, or the first eye. That area kind of looks like a monarch butterfly, and shaped like a butterfly. And I remember the bird, I forgot his name, Lifting the Veil, I think it's his YouTube channel. But he was breaking down that whole aspect of the monarch butterfly, and then that's where you get MK Ultra, all these different vibes. But back to it, the butterfly, again, symbolizing shifting through realities and different dimensions. Just like the movie, matter of fact, what Ashton Kutcher called the butterfly effect. But basically, it's about Ashton Kutcher being able to had this ability to change time whenever he would be able to go in his journal And that was, that was a very metaphysical movie, but whenever he would go to his journal, he had a journal he would keep since a little kid, and he would be able to tap into it and go back in time and change things through connecting with his journal. And it was showing you how, like certain things was going a certain way, but then like all of a sudden he felt like once he noticed he had that ability, it's like shit, well, I want to change this situation. And when he go back and change it, something else would go wrong. And then when he changed that situation for the better, something else would go wrong, kind of showing you too, like just being within your reality, and nothing needs to be fixed. In essence, it was also speaking of that, and also you could see like the two butterflies, in essence, speaking to that energy, for you to remember that it's all about you being in your moment, and you're creating your reality in the moment, and accepting what you're creating. Because if you would go back to change it for whatever you would go back to change for the quote unquote better, something else will switch up that you may not like, you know. So having that awareness as well, and again, and also a sign of just peeping the importance of our decision making, and how each decision creates a different reality, a different dimension. You know what I'm saying? Like I could have made the decision to stay with somebody I was dating in high school, and that could change and that would shift my reality right now. And picture, that's basically like what the butterfly effect was speaking to, is like he, like, say for instance, got to a certain age and realized like, oh, I really want to be with my high school sweetheart. So he go back in his journal and switch things up, and here it is, he back with his high school sweetheart, but his mom passed away when he was younger, in that reality. Again, like, well, it's constantly gonna shift, and you start to realize too, the butterflies also speaking to realizing that there is no good and bad, or right or wrong within our reality. Is the experience, and the positive comes with the negative. It's two sides of one coin. You know what I'm saying? Because another thing too, when we say positive and negative, it's not from a dualistic nature, realizing that they are two sides of one coin, but not two separate entities. You know, that's the importance of breaking out of duality, is realizing, yeah, there's hot and cold, there's negative and positive, but they're basically the same thing, just two sides of one coin, you know. And I remember making a video about, like, breaking out of that lovey-dovey oneness reality. But, and again, I was going through some energetic workings at the time as well, but as I was speaking on it, speaking more to the aspect of, yeah, we're interconnected, or should I say, that's the word I'd rather use, is interconnected, instead of everything is like one big glob. Because, again, understanding that separation is an illusion, but it's a illusion that we ask for in this experience within this dream realm. You know what I'm saying? So it's not for us to, hate it, or be mad at this experience, or be like, oh, I hate the devil or Lucifer. It's like, because we are Lucy, we are Lucifer. We created this situation for experience, and we're shifting, and that's the whole thing. We're constantly shifting, and just like a butterfly too, going from a caterpillar to a butterfly, shifting from one state of being where it was like a little, being that had a bunch of legs and couldn't fly, to going in a cocoon, going into that void state, and transforming, and going back, like in that, almost like going back into the wound, in essence, into that triple darkness, and transforming out of that triple darkness, and that's another aspect that may speak to. Also, just other little animal signs while I'm on it. Squirrels, and I spoke on this in another video, but squirrels they'll speak, like, squirrels are a reminder to be childlike, to be lighthearted, to just be more playful about your approach within life, and realize that life is about being blissful. To not, squirrels almost like that reminder to not let your heart weigh heavier than a feather, to, and also, to allow for things to come to you and trust the universe, and also pointing to an aspect of dealing with your revenue in a much more balanced manner. And revenue, funds, it's all currency is all a current or a flow of energy, and the squirrels may be assigned to let you know to, kind of like invest your energy, currency, and and more so stop living in a fearful state of like like the spending your currency or your energy in a manner that's not like, it's a reminder to that this is a marathon and not a race. So don't spend your energy like it's a race, like it's a 100-meter dash. Because here it is where you running, like, think about that person that, like, say for instance, if we running like 6 miles and they got this one person that's like hauling ass at the beginning of the race, like, and for the most part it seem like they leaving people behind, maybe even by a mile or two. But then eventually that fatigue set in from them overusing their energy, and they end up falling back, or losing the race. And it's not about winning or losing the race, but again, just realizing this is a marathon and you want to preserve your energy, because that person that hauled ass at the beginning of the race is now out of breath, and may even have to stop and not be able to finish the race. You know what I'm saying? Because they just hauled ass at the beginning, where now they need an oxygen mask and they lay it out on the ground, and that's the same way how we are whenever we done expended all our energy and we have, expended all our chi, and we have, and we no longer have enough of chi or energy to, sustain ourselves. Because again, that's why externally our chi or our current flow turns into, whether it's bartering for goods or revenue, but that's your currency, and again, if you deplete all that energy, that's why you're not able to sustain yourself. Reason why, again, like chi energy and all that connected. Matter of fact, that's what Tiger's Eye too. Like chi energy connected to our health and creativity and how we manifest. Because if you don't have that chi, you're lacking creativity to even visualize or even have the energy to take action to manifest anything. But again, the squirrels, sign of being childlike, playful, managing your energy in in a manner that's more for the marathon instead of the race. And also, blackbirds, and whether raven, crow, and I'm not familiar with, I'm only speaking from what from what I'm familiar with. But like if you see a crow, or a blackbird in general, it's speaking to like a Pluto energy of deep transformation, like stepping into that, that void in essence. And again, what I'm speaking on, some of this may be in a book, some of this is what I'm feeling as I'm speaking on it. But it's definitely, just quickly said though, you're seeing a blackbird is also a omens of, something dying, whether that could be, and again we say death, but transitioning, but it could be the death of or the transition of a family member. They may be transitioning out of their bodysuit, and it's a sign of that. It could be the more so what I've been seeing in my realm, just the transformation or transition or the death of our old earth. You know what I'm saying? Our old bodysuit, because that's another thing too. Realizing that the foods we eat is creating our earth. What we consume creates our earth, and as above, so below, as within, so without. Whatever this earth is consuming energetically, is what it's being made out of. So, if you're constantly eating artificial foods, but your body is natural. You're creating an artificial earth, therefore you create artificial energies within your consciousness, you know, uh, that's governing you away from being in alignment with your higher self and being in alignment with your soul. So again, back to the black bird situation, it being the omens for again, transitioning, what some people may call death, but and again, like a deep transformation type of vibe. And for me, it has other representations as well. Is also a connection to the Baron Samedi Papa Legba energy, and that primordial mother, again, when you're transitioning, at the crossroads, in the graveyard energy, but quote unquote death, you know what I'm saying? And that's why, again, those blackbirds connected to that Baron Samedi and Papa Legba energy. Papa Legba is the opener of the way, the open up the allow for us to connect with the unseen realms, and and the Baron Samedi aspect, or Babaluaye, is more so the aspect of connected to the actual graveyard, and the death in that aspect. And in both in essence, Gate A, Baron Samedi, Papa Legba is connected to the solar phallic energy and the sexual energy from a masculine aspect, as well. And remember, everything, as I breathe, as I breathe a breath of air, the air element is having sex with the earth, you know what I'm saying? Because my body represents the earth, my nose is the earth, and this matter of fact, like a cave in the earth, and that air, is that breath. But yeah, that's basically the omens. Again, the blackbirds representing some type of death slash transformation and transitioning within your realm. And again, always remember that nothing is bad. Like, there is nothing that's quote unquote bad in your experience. Everything is for a reason. Everything is synchronistic. I mean, even when it's not the high vibrational synchronicity, again, like if you're experiencing certain negative aspects, it's all for a reason. It's all for you to learn something from it. So at the end of the day, that negative aspect is not a bad thing, because you learned from that. Resistance makes stronger. When I pull back a rubber band, it flies. The further I pull it back, the further it flies. The more weights I put against my muscles, the stronger it gets. So again, there's no good or bad, right or wrong with these energies. It's just omens within your experience, allowing for you to see, what things that you should be doing, because again, like, I'm trying to think of a certain situation. Like, how negative aspects always teaches us, but I'm not, I don't have one fresh on the fresh on the consciousness, so I'm gonna fall back on the example. But again, and also with the butterflies, and especially the two butterflies playing, because also I want to go back to, with the twin flame connection, also realizing again that this is more so a high vibrational, higher dimensional connection, as much as it's a bodysuit connection. It's like more so connecting on the realms of the 5D and higher, vibrational realms, and being so, realizing too that we're transforming or awakening to the idea of transforming, again, the relationships in general, but also, the twin flame and the soulmate aspect. The soulmate could be like anybody in essence, but your twin flame is that divine spark of light, basically like the other half of the kundalini, in essence, where you represent, whether you're the masculine or the feminine, but you represent one side of that energy, and your twin flame represents the other side of that energy, you know. And again, like the kundalini is like a fiery energy, you know what I'm saying? We talk about the primordial mother, and again, that's why we all connected. Basically, again, as above, so below, as within, so without, just the story of the Ida and the Pingala, the Shiva and Shakti, going up the spine, up the 33 columns, and also being guided by that primordial mother energy. That's basically like the Sushumna, like when you're talking about the Sanskrit word for it, Sushumna, and again the Ida and Pingala. The Ida being the feminine energy, Pingala being the masculine energy. I always remember the masculine energy being the ping, because you see the little word relations: ping, Pingala, penis, Pingala, and Ida, like Isis, Isis, But again, that whole connection. So right now, again, we're awakening to realizing that, hey, and they fluttering back by me just to give me the reassurance of what I'm speaking on. Again, us realizing that our relationships are, again, remind us that our relationships are transforming, and more so speaking to the twin flame aspects, like whether y'all, meeting each other on the higher dimensions, more on a conscious level, lucid dreaming or through astral travel, also, connecting on the physical level, meeting each other in the physical realm. But it definitely speaks, the two butterflies playing with each other. If you see two butterflies like playing like that, that's what that omens is speaking to. That transformation on a relationship vibe, more so speaking to the twin flame aspect. But that's basically it. And again, and with our relationships too, always remembering too, like the vibe of being the one to attract the one. We are constantly shifting, constantly shifting through these energies, and like, say for instance, not about us trying to force a relationship, like, oh, we know we compatible, so let's just try to make this happen right now, when there's still some more growth, for both parties, to have. So, and in some cases, a scenario might have it to where, you could grow together in essence, but for the most part, it may be a situation where, like there's gonna be a little distance within the relationship, because realizing that, we are becoming our greatest version, and we're not coming together as the, and let me say this too, we're always our greatest version, we're just, shifting and transforming, in essence, because that's another little realization I've had. It's like, shit, you're always beautiful, you're always great, everything is always in alignment. We're just constantly shifting through energy. So again, having to breaking out of that, oh, this is, like, because I was about to say, oh wait, you're not your greatest self yet. Like, no, we're always our greatest self. We're just shifting through different energies, Shit, whenever we was the Lucifer energy, we was our greatest self, down to whenever we display the Christ energy, we're our greatest self. It's and when I'm saying that, of course, for lack of a better word, again, we embody more of a high vibrational light, but again, there's no necessarily bad or good with that, because again, there was a part of our existence of like being so high vibrational and so, just in that oneness experience, that we reached a plateau in our learning experience, So we expanded into, other situations, aka, one of the, again, one of the aspects of what some may call the Lucifer experiment, with that whole aspect. Because again, a lot of us right now are releasing demonic, and when I say demonic, because demon, we are the angels and the demons ourselves, and they exist within us on that level as well. You got a darker nature and a lighter nature, for lack of a better word, and but again, we releasing these external entities, basically like conscious ideals, but again, when we say becoming our greatest version, again, you're already great, but we're releasing certain energies that take us away from our conscious awareness of our higher self. Again, not that it's a bad or a good thing, because say for instance, whenever, like, the reason why I am so into spirituality and growing and meditating right now is because I went through an experience of darkness and of having people transition in my life, because due to still looking at people as, oh, they dying, I went through that energy. But if it wasn't for those negative aspects, getting fired from my job in Baton Rouge and certain other aspects, I wouldn't be the person I am today. If it wasn't for pressure, there would be no diamonds, So again, there's no good or bad to this growth. Because even me, as I'm speaking to y'all, I'm shifting within this video, catching myself of like, oh, matter of fact, speaking of letting go, again, these conscious ideals or external entities, letting go of certain ideals that I may have picked up on my growth that don't really serve me, you know what I'm saying? But again, we releasing these external entities and conscious ideals that come from the external aspect and not from our inner guidance, so that's another reason why on the twin flame vibes, where we constantly working on ourselves, but again, fully releasing the constructs of this matrix, where these demons and parasites trying to jump ship. And think about that, what speaking of, again, with the butterflies and relationship, and I got a video that speak on like the courthouses and in church and the whole like linguistics and language. You could go look that up. But speaking on the aspect of all the different ships, like citizenship, relationship, but like again, and we're dealing with warship, certain energies trying to warship, As a matter of fact, that's again like when you worship something externally, you're creating a internal war within yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because these external energies are going to be battling out with your divine inner source and inner being. But again, fully releasing the construct of this matrix. It's a lot of things that we picked up on, and this where it gets real at, even from what we may feel is the conscious community, or certain little spiritual aspects that where certain information coming from certain books and certain people helped us, but then there's certain constructs that we may have picked up on that wasn't necessarily for us to pick up on. You know what I'm saying? Like you might have read a book about crystals, and the information that was for you to intake you got, but then you was looking at other things and creating, because again, it's about your own terms and conditions within this realm. You know what I'm saying? It's your own universe, your own reality. Our Taurus field is our own universe, literally. Like whenever we interfacing with each other, it's like visiting another universe. You know what I'm saying? Again, back to the Papa Legba energy and the Mercury energy, being the messenger of the gods, but just basically, being able to go, within another God's realm, you know what I'm saying? like, and having that adaptability, you know, to connect with those different realms like that. But again, just fully releasing the constructs of this matrix and having everything on your own terms and conditions. What you feel in your heart and your soul was best for you. You know, if you feel you should be smoking herb, smoke a herb. If you feel you shouldn't, then don't. You know, if you feel you should meditate all day, do it. If you feel you don't, you don't. And I say all day, but you know what I mean. Like, whatever the case may be, it's all about your own terms and conditions, realizing that you came down here to live out your own reality and not somebody else's. You didn't come down here to listen to everything universal frequencies say, or everything infinite water say, or everything Eckhart Tolle say, or Abraham Hicks, and the list goes on. The Dolos, the Bobby Hemmis, the, you know, the young pharaohs, all it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then come down here to be guided by external energy. You know, again, of course, we have certain things that resonate on a soul level that's meant for us, you know, that was meant for us to take in, that may come from, you know, again, a fellow you know, fellow being, you know, or a reflection, basically a reflection of yourself, you know, in essence. But for the most part, everything is, you know, within. But again, the 5D relationships. So, and that's kind of, again, what the two butterflies speaking to, is like that transformation on a relationship level, because we're moving out of the 3D aspect of relationship and more into higher realms, you know, connecting sexually, energetically, and you know, not just on a physical level, in which the physical is spiritual, the spiritual is physical. So it's all about intentions with whatever you do, you know what I'm saying? Like, but we definitely gonna be connecting more on the higher dimensional planes. And again, like our higher selves, you know, again, maybe on a level where they're connected in the dream realm, you know, what again we call it the dream realm, but which is actually like the real realm, you know, and this is the dream realm. But again, in the high vibrational dream realm, you know, our high selves can meet up with each other, you know, but then or you know, have these connections and start, you know, connecting. But again, that's vibrating on a high frequency, so that happens a little quicker than things on this dense frequency, you know. Hence the reason why, like, when we wake up from a dream, you know, why as we first wake up from it, you know, the memory of the dream is strong, and then it just weakens as you go, because you're tapping back into the vibration of, you know, the lower vibration of, you know, the you know, this denser realm, you know what I'm saying? So you're not able to hold on to that, you know, because that information from your dream, or like even like a download from, you know, from high self, spirit guides, whatever, you know, that moves on a quick level. So that's why, matter of fact, again, what my Think Fast videos exist for was because I catch a quick download and I can feel that, like, this not going, like, this is passing through for me to speak on it, you know, because it's not like necessarily like some information that I'm gonna just hold on to. Like, this is like a little quick download that I'm picking up on within the moment. Because another reason why, you know, again, you may be picking up on downloads just due to the area. So it's like, you know, like, hey, speak on this or share this while you catching this while in this area, because as you continuously moving around or going different places, this message is not gonna you know, necessarily stick, because it came through a communication within that moment due to wherever you were, and not necessarily some information for you to hold on to and keep with you, you know, on that type of level. And again, be the one to attract the one. Connecting will be synchronistic, you know, and basically no effort involved, you know, like, you know, hey, you like this? Oh, I like this too. And I say that we're gonna be like the person that we're gonna be with, we're gonna like all the same things and this and that, you know. But, you you're just gonna feel that connection. And also to really a strong sign of you dealing with a twin flame, or in essence a soulmate, but to say a twin flame in essence, is that vibe to where you could vibe with that person, like without you know like without wanting to have sex. And I say not wanting to, because of course again we're in physical bodysuits, and what's natural to this bodysuit is connecting on the physical, connecting sexually on a physical level. But again, and to each his own. Again, take what resonates, leave what don't. We're all uniquely different on how we express ourselves sexually as well, you know. So again, that's another aspect. But again, basically the connection, will be effortless, and you will feel like a certain connection that's so strong. You could just feel like, bro, I'm just attracted to sitting and talking with this person. Like, if like basically, and this is the test. Like, ask yourself, if me and this person went without having sex for the rest of our existence, could I still be with this person? Like, does this person give off a certain energy that's so just familiar and so just comforting and blissful, that again, like, that if we never had sex, that would be, I could go with that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the one, you know what I'm saying? Like, but if you feel like like it's more of a physical attraction, and again, ain't nothing wrong with us being connected again to the physical aspects, just like you like a Corvette because the way it's shaped, or you like a Buick because of the way it's shaped, and you want your Buick to be a certain color. That doesn't mean that you hate other model cars, or you dislike other color cars, but we resonate with what we resonate with. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, that's basically it. Yeah, that's basically again, connecting with these soul energies, uh, transforming. Again, a lot of twin flame energies popping up right now. And us just getting ourselves together. Being the one to attract the one. And you may have a situation, because I have a situation where I, meeting my twin flame. Just seeing the aspect again where, like, it was synchronistic. Like, I didn't have to go out of my way to to connect with this being. And on another aspect too, just seeing how we gotta allow for ourselves to grow into our greatest versions of ourselves. That doesn't mean that you and your twin gotta stay away from each other for like all day, every day. No. But it's not like, oh, let's be boyfriend and girlfriend. Since we know we twin flames, like, so let's just start making this relationship happen. Like, nah. It starts from wherever you're at. You know what I'm saying? And it continues due to to your constant growth on both, for both parties. So again, that's basically it, y'all. Stop right there. Now is the vibrate, of course, and remember, the aspects of because it started off again. And those of y'all who new to my channel, look, this is how I'm catching that old flow again. Like, hey, this video was about butterflies and the squirrels and the blackbirds, and basically like the symbology of those animals. But then it, shifted into a conversation about, shifting into the 5D. Because again, with the butterflies, that's how it shifted. Because the butterflies brought up shifting dimensions and connecting on a relationship vibe and transforming. So, and what we're doing, transforming, dealing with relationships. So that's why the twin flame vibe came up in the 5D situation, and us, connecting on a high vibrational level, due to me speaking on the dream symbol of the butterfly. So, and again, remember when we say dream symbols, and I always spoke to that, we want to be, finding ways to lucid dream more and more, just by having the affirmation of I'm lucid dreaming, like say that within your affirmations every day, and especially before you go to sleep at night, working with prayer night, crystal quartz, selenite, kyanite, lapis lazuli is another one, satellite, but connecting and being consciously aware of the signs within this dream and within the other dream. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the whole aspect. But that's basically it. That's all I have to say about that. Peace, y'all. Happy now. Now's the vibrate, of course. We're not going too far in the future. We're not going too far in the past. Right now is the only thing that exists, is this moment. So be in it. Be it.